Now I'm about to start this dual air brake test. Observe the dual air pressure gauge with the needles to observe and see what they're doing. I'm looking for the needles to either be rising or stable. The needle could be dropping that when there's too much air loss in the system, which would fail the test. So at this time, the needle will stabilize. So I'm going to start with the air governor cut-in test. One light application to the service brake and release. I should lose no more than, in every application, no more than 3 or 4 pounds at a time. Wait for the needle to stabilize. Once the needle stabilizes, count 5 to 10 seconds for the needle to begin to rise. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and 5. Repeat the method. Wait for the needle to stabilize and count your 5 to 10 seconds. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and 5. The air governor cut in at 100 and the needle was rising. Now I would allow the needle to continue to rise until the needle stops rising. It should start rising no more than 130. Okay. The air governor cut out at 120, the needle is stabilized. That means that the air tanks are full. Okay, the next test is the static test. Turn off the engine, wait for the needle to stabilize, and then start your 1 minute. You should lose no more than 2 pounds PSI. Check if leaks in the tanks align. Okay, the 1 minute is up. I lost no air pressure. If you lost some, you would identify what you lost. The next test is the apply or loss test. Cover your service brake and prepare to apply the service brake. Release the parking brake and immediately apply your service brake. Wait for the needle to drop, stabilize, and start your 1 minute. Check it for leaks in the entire system and the brake chamber. If you come off your service brake, letting the air off, you failed the test because you have to be steady with your service brake so your pressure is steady so you can check and see if there's any loss of pressure. Man is up. I lost no air pressure. Next test is the low air pressure warning device test. Turn the key to the on position so you can get power. Pump the service brake without coming all the way off the service brake so the bus won't roll. And you want that light and buzzer to activate at 60 or above. You have a good pace for pumping the service brake without coming all the way, so I want to identify exactly where the light and the buzzer. You'll hear the buzzer and you'll see the light. Brake air. At this time, the low air pressure light and buzzer activated at 70. Next test is emergency stop system. Continue to pump the service brake. Do not come all the way off the service brake because the bus will roll. And the parking brake valve should pop out anywhere below 60. Steady pumping. Parking brake valve pop off. You can release your, relax your leg. Popped out. The parking brake valve popped out at 35. Next test. Restart the engine up. Build your air pressure up to a minimum of 100 pounds psi, and that's where you'll do your parking brake test. Meanwhile, you will adjust your seat, your steering wheel, make sure your passenger door is closed, adjust your mirrors, make sure your seatbelt is on at all times, especially when you're going to put the bus in motion. Clearance lights for the company policy. Headlights is state policy. Anytime you put the bus in motion, you should have those lights on. If you wanted to raise your RPM up to at least no more than 15 RPMs, 1500 RPM, do so. That allows your air pressure to build up sooner. What that light and buzzer that just went off, that indicates that the low air pressure warning device has just deactivated. I suggest that you build your air pressure up to at least 110, so when you release the parking brake and apply the service brake, you're going to lose air pressure. That allows you to still have at least 100 pounds of pressure PSI before you do your parking brake test. Okay, I'm at 110 now. I apply the service brake. If I do not apply the service brake, I will put the gear selector in the safest gear, which could be drive or reverse. But if I don't apply the service brake and I just put it in the gear, it's going to blink. It's not going to go into the gear properly. So I apply the service brake. Put the gear selector in drive because there's more space in front of me. Release the parking brake, 5-point mirror check. Left flat mirror, interior mirror, cross view mirrors, right flat mirror, back left flat mirror. Cover the service brake when I release it. Let the bus roll. Apply the parking brake. Put the gear selector back in neutral. And the test is over. The last test is the 2 service brake tests at a minimum of 20 miles per hour, making sure the brakes don't pull left or right but come to a gradual straight stop before I pick up my first passenger. If the bus pull left or right, I will shut down and call it in, and maybe return back to the bus if I feel safe. If not, I'll remain there until someone comes. Hello.